Have you ever heard an American say something that sounds positive, but you feel it's actually negative? Yeah, welcome to Sarcasm, everyone. Today I'll show you how sarcasm works in American English, give you clear examples, and explain when you should or should not use it as an ESL speaking person. Welcome to ESL Speaking Corner. I'm teacher Lisa. First, what is sarcasm? Sarcasm is when someone says the opposite of what they really mean. For example, someone says to you, "Learning English is easy." And the response is, "Very funny." That response is sarcastic. It means, no, it's not easy. Americans use sarcasm a lot in casual, informal situations, especially with friends. So I'm going to give you 3 key clues on how to recognize sarcasm. Are you ready for the first one? The first key, number 1, is tone. Sarcasm often uses a lower, flatter, or exaggerated tone. So compare the two. I'm going to say the same thing, but with a different tone. The first one will be a genuine tone. Very funny. The second one will be with a sarcastic tone. Very funny. Same words, very different meaning. Key number 2, how do you identify sarcasm? You have to think about the context. So ask yourself, does this response make sense? For example, someone steps in chewing gum and says, "Oh, great, this is just perfect." Is it actually perfect? No, so that's sarcasm. Another example, your computer crashes at work before a meeting and someone says, "Wow, great timing." No, not great. Definitely sarcastic. Number 3, length and stretching words. Sarcasm often stretches words for the effect. So here are some examples. Yay! Amazing! Sure! The longer the word, the more sarcastic it probably is. Here are some more everyday American sarcasm examples. So here are some very common ones you'll hear in the US. Again, I'm going to say the sentence sarcastically. So here's a situation. It's raining heavily. My sarcastic comment, "Perfect weather for a picnic." Someone is late again. My comment, "Nice of you to join us." Next situation, you spill coffee on your shirt. "This day just keeps getting better." Your boss adds more work. "Oh, great, exactly what I needed." Notice positive words, negative situation. That contrast is sarcasm. Do Americans use sarcasm a lot? Yes, Americans use sarcasm a lot, and it can be tricky to get used to. But it should be used mainly with friends, with coworkers that you know well, in relaxed, informal conversations. Sarcasm is often used for humor, complaining but politely, and bonding socially, believe it or not. So when should ESL learners like yourself be careful with using it? If you're learning English, here's my advice. Avoid sarcasm when speaking to your boss, in job interviews, with strangers, in professional emails. It's safer to understand sarcasm first when you hear it. Use it later when you're confident, because sarcasm can sound rude if your tone isn't perfect. And if you're not sure that someone is being sarcastic, you can just ask, "Are you being sarcastic right now?" Because sometimes we don't catch the tone, or somebody says it in an incorrect way and we could feel offended. So certainly ask the person if they're being sarcastic. And if they are, then sometimes we can just brush it off or ignore it. Personally, I rarely use sarcasm, and it's for the reason I just mentioned. It can sound very rude, and people often will avoid someone that is sarcastic a lot if somebody's just a sarcastic person, because it can be exhausting. Because remember, you have to catch that tone. You have to make sure the context is in a contrast. And if you're not catching those things, it can be difficult to communicate with somebody like that. Some people love sarcasm, some people hate it. So sometimes you can err on the side of caution, which means maybe don't use it. So remember, tone, context, and stretched words. Sarcasm is everywhere in American culture, but now you'll recognize it. And next time someone says to you, "Oh, wow, amazing," you'll know what they really mean. Are they being sarcastic? See you in the next video. Leave any questions or comments down below, and I will respond to you. See you in the next video.